Y'all? Welcome back to Unnecessary Roughness. I am Abrew, formerly known as Abrew. I'm going by two big chains. The rest of the CFP. We got King David. We got Shane. Also, man, we're gonna be breaking these quarterfinals down, man. We're gonna start with Miami and Ohio State, and we're just gonna break it down to you from our opinion. We know we're gonna have some upset people, but also this is a live show. The chat is open. You got a comment, you got something to say, rep your team. I will throw it up on the producer will throw it up in the chat and let us be able to read it. So with that said, man, we're gonna jump right back into it and go from there and go from there. But this is Unnecessary Roughness. And guys, quarterfinals, man. Quarterfinals, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. We're gonna jump right into it. Miami, Ohio State. Everybody saying Big Ten gonna run this thing. I'm seeing a couple of chats on from TikTok to X to Facebook. They got the Big Ten running it, man. They got Oregon beating Texas Tech. We got Indiana beating Alabama, and they got Ohio State beating Miami. So they pretty much got Big Ten got this thing on lock, which I strongly disagree, and we're gonna talk about it tonight. But let's jump right in. Shane, I'm gonna start over with you, man. Ohio State, Miami. Who you got and why?
This is gonna be a close one, but I like Miami in this one. On paper, to me, both of them equal out to each other a little bit. I really want to say Miami defense is a little bit better than Ohio State defense, but I do believe Ohio State offense is a little bit better than Miami's offense. So I want to say this is gonna be a close game. Give me Miami though. I think
Mm-hmm.
Miami got a little bit. I want to say more experience, but they have. I want to say more experienced players like the seniors and the juniors in this game. I like
In this
Miami.
in this game, King Dave, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I think Miami's. I'm with Shane. I would go with Miami slightly, and think Miami's one of the more complete teams. You can kind of break it down. I think Ohio State probably got a better coach, but I think Carson Beck from a quarterback is better than Drew saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of seen how Indiana got out the saying and put pressure on him, and he looked at average, made a lot of
Yeah.
mistakes. So if Miami can really get at him with their front four, or even send a blitz or two at him, or extra backer or something, and get him to make some mistakes, Miami can really exploit him and exploit the Ohio State team. So I got Miami edging Ohio State out right now, but I agree it will be a close game. I think just two talented teams. So at this point of the season, it's hard to really predict the blowout right now.
I think, and I'm leaning toward. Let me tell you how I'm leaning toward. I'm leaning toward Miami. I would like to see Miami win. However, I think Ohio State might be the most experienced. They might have the coaches that can get them there with the experience that they got coming off a national championship last year. Even though I think Julius saying is a freshman, he threw for 3,300 yards compared to Carson Beck 3,175 yards. Carson Beck threw for 26 TDs, 10 interceptions to Julius saying 31 TDs, 6 interceptions. However, I do think that Ohio State hadn't played nobody. And I don't know Miami full schedule. I know they beat Notre Dame and a couple other people like that. But to me, I would want Miami to win this game. But I think the experience of Ohio State might get them. But what I'm seeing now, because me and Shane was talking about it, and we was all three talking about it yesterday. Miami defense, that front four is aggressive.
Yeah, similar
Yes.
to Indiana's.
And Tech. Yeah.
So you think that front four being Junior Sanders, he came from Alabama, where he transferred from Alabama, and he's just pretty much a freshman, true freshman. This is his first season really starting to take the ham. Do you think Chris Ball and his defensive coordinators can confuse saying almost like Cincinnati did a little bit? I ain't gonna say he confused him, but he had saying on the bubble a little bit.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm to me, I would like to see Miami front four control the game completely. I think Ruben Bain, he's probably gonna be the best defense player in that game. Like out of everybody. I think if Miami truly want to win, the front four is gonna have to be it. The game should be simple, roll some type of coverage over Jeremiah Smith, take your one on one on the backside. But trust your front four, man. I think Ruben Bain, that's the top 10 in. And I believe he's gonna cause havoc for Ohio State. I really do.
I can say that. What you think on that, King David?
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to come down to these quarterbacks, man.
Yeah,
Beck
pressure.
versus Saying. I would lean more towards Beck with its experience, and we've seen Beck when he's on, he's on. Now when he's off, he's off. So I think it's going to come down to the quarterback. Both are really talented team. Both got decent front fours. Like I say, I will favor Miami in terms
Mhm.
of that. But Ohio State's a very talented team. We both know they got receivers in Smith, and then you got my man
Cornell Tate.
Tony. Tony. So both teams gonna probably try to roll coverage and take that away. So it's gonna be about the others. You
Yeah.
got your quarterbacks, and is he finding his others, getting the tight ends involved? So I think it's definitely gonna come down to the quarterback and his decision making in this game.
Yeah, because Bo Jackson had over 1,000 yards this year. Also, Jeremiah Smith had over 1,000 yards this year. Malachi Tony had 992, so he's right there. Also and the other running back Fletcher, he had 857. So I think we know Carson Beck will give you a gift. We know he's been known for giving the gift as Georgia fans and what he did for us last year. If he can protect or take care of the ball, I think they got a great shot. But if Carson Beck go out there and throw in two, he going I think Downs gonna get him one. Let me say, I think Caleb Downs might get him one on that back end because Carson Beck known for forcing. He will force that thing, and he don't look off. But if he go out there and give 2 or 3, I think Miami will be in trouble.
Yeah,
We'll be in
definitely.
trouble.
And I'm about to say I completely agree. I completely agree with you on that. If Carson Beck throw anything over interception, I think 2 will be too much. You don't want to give Ohio State too many chances, in the game with their talent. But if Carson Beck can keep it to a minimum, 1 interception, maybe 1 touchdown, trust the run game, trust the defense, I think Miami should be able to close the doors on the boys.
You think Malachi Tony can you think Miami will be able to get some run going against Ohio State, or they just too dominant the front? We know the front four is solid, but you think the front seven will be able to shut Malachi Tony down?
I don't think they'll be able to shut them down, but if they got Fletcher involved in their run game, he will have his chances. I will say if they got a little bit of run game, that's gonna open up the passing game. So just trust your running backs first, and then let the game come to Tony.
I got you on that. What you think, Keen David? You about to say something on that?
Yeah. You're gonna find creative ways to try to get the guy involved. He's just too talented. So
Yeah, definitely.
you try to throw screens and in and rounds. You're gonna try to figure out a way to get him going. And like you say, we know Miami, not Miami, Ohio State can be beat. Mendoza
Yeah.
kind of showed up in that second half and really kind of took over that game and made some throws against Ohio State. So it's possible. We know they can be beat. So yeah, you just try to get creative with Tony, man. He's just too talented not to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah, but looking back last week or the other week, Texas A&M kind of had him wrapped up for a while, but he had some breakout yards toward the end of that game. But Texas A&M had a great scheme to take. They was making Carson Beck beat them and doing the Texas A&M game, and I didn't see Carson Beck beating. He didn't put the game. He didn't put Miami on his shoulder to beat Texas A&M because they pretty much took Malachi Tony away. So if Ohio State come out the same way, that can be a scary game for Miami because I just don't know about Carson Beck right now. I thought he was the guy when he went down there after Georgia, but looking back on the Texas Tech game, not Texas Tech, but Texas A&M game, he really couldn't put them boys on the shoulder like I thought he could, like a veteran quarterback in college should. That's what my opinion is.
But say in
Yeah.
that game though, Fletcher did go for 100 yards rushing.
He did. He should
So I
did.
want to say with that running back, if he can give another 100 yards on Ohio State, Miami got a chance. Because Carson don't have to do too much. Just take the simple throws. It should be fine.
Yeah. And that's the key for Carson. Like I
That's
say,
the key.
we
Yep.
know he would give you a gift. So you don't want to
Yep.
put too much on
Much
his
pressure on
shoulders.
him. Yep. Trust the run
Let him
game.
manage the game. Yep. Let him manage it.
Let him. Yeah, that's true. I can see that with Carson Beck, man. But then his head got to be in the game. Like I say, I'm pulling for Miami. I am pulling for Miami because all this Big Ten rhetoric. You know, what I mean, Big Ten. Like I said, I'm seeing on unnecessary references when I look at all our our data, not our data, but our comments. They got Big Ten winning everything, bro. They talking about Oregon beating Texas Tech, like I say, Indiana beating Alabama, and on Ohio State beating Miami. They pretty much got Big Ten running this thing, and of course that's why I hate last week. And I hate the week prior where Alabama had to go against Oklahoma. That means that was a dang near self deletion from the SEC.
Yep.
Yeah, and whoever win this game, it's going to be a heck of a storyline because you're going to go against the winner of Georgia and Ole Miss, which we will predict that game later on. But if it's UGA, that's going to be a heck of a storyline for either of those teams.
That definitely will be a heck of a storyline, man. So right now we looking at so y'all guys said Miami, and I'm leaning toward I want Miami, but I think Ohio State. So let's give a final prediction on that because this will be the last show we do before these games jump off. Shane, you want to go to get a final prediction of that Miami Ohio State game?
Yeah, I would say Miami is going to be a close one, and I want to say it's going to probably be more field goals in this game than it is touchdowns. I'm going to take a smooth 16-10 game, Miami way.
Ooh,
Defense.
I got you. That gonna be a low scoring right there.
It's going to be a low scoring.
That would be a low scoring. What about you, King David?
Yeah, I got Miami too. I would probably say 24 Miami, 21 Ohio State.
Okay. And I'm gonna give my final prediction on that. The reason I'm pulling, I want Miami. I would like Miami to win, but I'm thinking Ohio State gonna be a little too much in the trenches for them. The reason I said that last year, Michigan beat Ohio State 13-10, and then Ohio State went and ran the whole thing, even though they don't have the same players. They don't have the same players they had this year. Last year they bought one. I know they bought a championship, and I know I'm going to have all kind of comments in the morning when the show hit the web tonight. But I think Ohio State might win that game, and I'm gonna go 24-17 Ohio State. But if Miami do pull it out, I'd be happy with that too. Let's move on to the Texas Tech Oregon game, man. Shane, I'm gonna let you open up that one with Texas Tech Oregon, man. What you think? Why and what you see on both teams?
It's gonna be a good one. I do think this game is gonna be a key game. I don't think whoever win this game will make it to the national championship, but I do think this game gonna be very important. But I do like Texas Tech in this game. I want to say they're a little bit more physical than Oregon, man. Oregon always been a finesse team to me. Where when they run up to a team that's physical and that's inside the trenches, they don't do too well at all. So I like Texas Tech big in this one, and yeah, that's my goal.
Yeah. What about you, King David?
I also like Texas Tech, but I think Texas Tech maybe have enough to make it to the championship game if they get past this game. I know you go against the one of Alabama and Indiana, but I think Texas Tech is a physical team. I think they're explosive team offensively. I think they can put up points. So they invested a lot of money into their team. So yeah, I agree. I think they're going to out physical Oregon. Oregon, like I say, talented, but they lack that physicality when it comes to these games. At least since Landon been there, in my opinion. So I do like Texas Tech in this game as well.
Man, I got you on that. And I'm pulling for. I think Texas Tech gonna be they front seven on the defense. Get at you, bro. Them boys. That front seven on defense get at you. They got the front four, then they got the linebackers. Man, they're aggressive. They get at you. I watched a couple games of Texas Tech this year, and I'm seeing you, boy, Morton, Barrett Morton. Man, he can put up some points, even though they came out of the Big 12. They ain't really have a hard schedule. But the teams that they played against, man, they pretty much dominated these guys. You know what I mean? I can see why they're the Big 12 champion winners because, I at least thought when they played BYU in the Big 12 championship the second time, I thought BYU was going to put up a little bit of a fight. It looked like that was the first game. And it's hard to beat the team twice, but BYU didn't even have a chance in that second game either in the Big 12 championship. So I'm thinking – and I like Dan Lanning. I'm a big Dan Lanning because he came from the UGA coach Kirby Smart coaching tree. But I don't think he put that physicality or he can't get the physical players up there to Oregon or he can't get that team to be as physical as they was to Georgia. So with that said, bro, I just think they've been used to trying to outscore people. But this year, when I went and looked back on the Indiana game against Oregon, Indiana they just was physical with them. They beat Oregon up from the whistle, and Oregon. I ain't gonna say they quit, but man, when them boys started putting that hat on them and they was hitting them at the line of scrimmage, Oregon really didn't seem like they had no fight in them, and I was disappointed because I wasn't used to seeing that from a Danland that was at UGA, but it has been 4 years ago now, and so I'm with y'all. I think Texas Tech gonna manhandle these guys, man. You know what I mean. I like Dante Moore. I do like him. I think Dante Moore. He had 3,000 yards this year, 28 TDs, 8 interceptions. He can scramble. He can pass. But I just don't think it'll be enough for Texas Tech defense.
Yeah.
So Texas Tech's gonna put belt to ass, huh? That you
They're
say, bro?
gonna put belt to ass and weigh some Nikes. You know, Oregon's backed by Phil Knight, the CEO of Nike. Well, I think he sit on the founder of Nike. But yeah, they gonna put belt to ass on Oregon. They gonna put the Ducks in some hot water, bro, and probably pull the feathers off them, bro. I'm just being honest. Now, if I'm wrong, but I just think that I just don't think Oregon physical enough. Like we just said.
Yeah.
So with Dan Lanning, man, y'all can talk about it a little bit more. We can definitely talk about this because I think Oregon try to outscore people.
Finesse team.
Finesse team.
Finesse team. Yep, they're finesse team. It's big plays, and if you take them big plays away, Oregon look like a normal team. It's just that simple. It's just they're a top 3, top 5, 10, a top 5 team inside the Big Ten. So yes, they're gonna probably always be in the playoffs, but physicality wise, Oregon is just not there. They're not there.
Yeah. Why you guys? I know Brew just spoke on it though. What do you think that is? Is it he not getting the players, or he's not coaching that physicality?
I think it's the coaching thing, man. Because in Georgia, I feel like, well, I don't try to compare everybody to Georgia because Kirby runs that team completely different. But you look at some teams, even like Bama is still a team that can oppose their will on people at times. So, and that's even without Nick Saban being there the last 2 years. It's just still like some programs are naturally built on that. And granted, sometimes not the best team. Like in my eyes, a team like Mizzou, they're a physical team, even though they didn't make the playoffs. But Mizzou is a team that you wouldn't want to play because they have a very good physicality up inside the trenches. And just think Oregon is just never there on that side. They just a zone block. They get after the quarterback here and there, but it's never no true push.
Okay, I can see that. And it could be the conference, like I said, the conferences they in. I think you try to build your team to win your conferences. Obviously,
exactly.
SEC built on physicality. So if you're in the SEC, you're trying to build your team to be more physical than other team. In Big Ten, you build a certain way. In Big 12, you're going to build your team a certain way. So probably because they're in a certain conference, so they build a team a certain way. So I get it.
Exactly, and and hell, man, they was in the Pac-12 before that was disbanded, and everybody know the Pac-12 wasn't physical at all. You know what I mean?
Just a lot of speed.
They just had a lot of speed, and they had some skill cats that come out of the Pac-12. But when they put that hat on you, every play, it like Mike Tyson always said, everybody got to play until you get hit in the mouth. You know what I mean? So when them cats come out there and hit them cats in the mouth, bro.
They take your will.
They take your will.
They take your will.
They take your will on that. So that's why I was saying, and now that Texas Tech did spend that oil money, they spend that NIL oil money, so they was able to bring some players in because they came out of nowhere this year. Texas Tech came out of nowhere. They wouldn't know my radar when the season first started, but I was just starting to see how they was coming together, and that defense was flying around, and they was physical, and they was beating people up, at least from their conference. So I can see that they're right where they're supposed to be until I think either the next round or the championship. You know what I mean? I don't think they got enough to win it all. And I've seen people pick Texas Tech to win it all, but I don't think they. And let me explain why I don't think they can win it all. Ohio State and Georgia And even Bama, they done been there. They know that
Right.
they know that they know what it takes. They can
Just to
handle the
get that. Yeah.
media. It's so many noise, people calling you. It's so much. Those guys in Texas Tech has never been there, at least as of the CFP and the BCL. So I think if they get there, I don't think they got enough to win it. I think they're gonna get distracted. They just happen to be there. And I could be wrong. I know I have some Texas Tech fans, but that's just how this is how I'm feeling about Texas Tech.
Yeah, it'll give me pause. Their coaching, I believe somebody said he was a high school coach before he came got a shot. So this is the big league. So that would give me pause just from a coaching standpoint when you going up against, like you say, a Kirby Smart or Ryan Day or even Signetta hadn't been there, but he came from the saving tree, so he done kind
Yeah.
of been around that winning culture. And this coach, it never really been there and jumping from a high school to the college and being in a championship game if they were to make it. That's a big difference, man. How you prepare your team and getting them ready for, like you say, all the media and the questions and everything. So that one thing give me pause about Texas Tech if they were to make it.
Yeah, they would have make it. So, like I say, so let me get that. We already say Texas Tech, so we predict Texas Tech, but let me get y'all to predict the score on that.
I like Texas Tech, man. I'm taking 34-20.
Ooh,
2 touchdowns. I like their defense, man. I
two
think if they take
touchdowns.
away the big plays away, I can see a pick six or maybe even a scooping score on their defense, man. 34-20.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty lopsided myself. I will probably go 38 Texas Tech, 24 Oregon, 38-24.
Yeah, 14.
I could see that. I could see that too. I was gonna take more 31-17. Texas Tech. I think they're gonna be so physical. And I think Oregon gonna score in that late third. They gonna get some points throughout the game, but you
Yeah.
you probably gonna get some garbage touchdown at the end, and maybe even 31-21, I would say. But I think that defense gonna be on, like we said, offense put people in the seats, defense win championships.
Ships.
So I do think that. So big up on that, man. Let's move to the next one, man. We got the breakdown of the Indiana, Alabama, man. A lot of people talking. A lot of people saw what Bama did to Oklahoma.
Mhm.
They saying they back on the roll tide bandwagon. They say roll tide gonna roll all the way to the national championship. They said the roll tide gonna take it off. I don't see the roll tide taking it off. I predict that the roll tide will stop here, but I didn't see the roll tide doing what they did against Oklahoma either. Not in that fashion. I thought that they would beat Oklahoma because it's hard to beat the team twice, but they pretty much dominated Oklahoma after those 17, after being down 17. So, in y'all prediction, man, tell me what y'all see on both teams. And say you can start off again, man, with
Hold
this
up.
Alabama Indiana game.
Okay. Like I said, I do like Alabama in this one, man. I think the experience from some of the players that come from the Nick Saban area. I think he's gonna roll over in this game. I don't. I know Mendoza. He did win the Heisman, but on the offense standpoint, outside of him, I don't know that if they have another elite talent out there where I have to watch out for. Where I think Bama defense can play simple and just keep all eyes on Mendoza, put a spy on him, keep everything inside the box, and you should be okay. Um, I just think Alabama is going to be a better team in this game. I think the game from Oklahoma to now, it was a big confidence booster to them, and we're going to see.
What about you, King Dave?
It's a pretty intriguing game.
Yeah.
And pretty hard for me to judge. I'm probably leaning towards Indiana
Okay.
in this game. I don't really think Bama is that physical. I knew do hear Shane, and they do get a stop when they pretty much need it
Eat it.
at times. But I seen, like I say, some physicality with Indiana as well. At least when they play Ohio
Sure.
State and Oregon, which we discussed not very physical. So yeah, I'm probably leaning towards Indiana in this one. I think they have enough to beat Bama, or at least show some physicality with Bama. And if they, not many teams is Georgia, Indiana, I don't think it's Georgia, but if they can take some of the stuff that Georgia did against Bama and use that physicality, I think they can pull this one off as well.
So when you break down the quarterback, which one? If you had to trust one quarterback, are you leaning Ty Simpson? Or are you leaning Mendoza? If you trust in the quarterback in this particular game,
I'm gonna lean towards the Heisman Mendoza. Being in that system, Ty had a good start of the season. Then he started to fade later on, and up until last game against Oklahoma, he was on the down decline. So
Yeah.
if I had to lean against to a quarterback, I would probably go with Mendoza.
I got you on that. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm pulling for is Indiana, but Bama. It's hard to count them suckers out, bro. God, much as I want these cats to lose, bro. I wear the G. I represent you. Two big chains represent the Z because I want these cats to lose, bro. But it's something about count. It's hard to count Bama out, bro. No matter who the coach, bro. We seen that with Caden DeBoer against us, even though he won 2 games. They won 2 games in the season, but when it really counted in the SEC, we did put belt the ass on that. I think if we go to the next championship, if we happen to meet in the next championship, I think Kirby can take care of them again. But Bama's always been Bama. But I'm pulling for Indiana. What I saw in the Indiana Ohio State game, I saw a level of physicality from Indiana. I saw Kirk Cinetti did have those boys ready to play after the whip. Now, when it came out, I did think Ohio State was going to destroy these boys because I forgot the Ohio State end Curry laid a hit on Mendoza. He was down for a minute. Then his little brother had to come in. So I did thought Ohio State was going to take care of him. But then what I saw from Mendoza, I was like, man, Mendoza, he got up, made some big plays. Indiana was running. They were starting to push Ohio State around. I think Ryan Day didn't know what the hell to do at that particular point. So I did see some chinks in the armor from the Indiana-Ohio State game. So I think Indiana got what it takes. If I'm trusting the coach to win it, I think Kirk Cinetti can outcoach DeBoer, but I think DeBoer got the 5-star players that Kirk Cinetti don't have, and I think Alabama has the depth that Indiana don't have. That's why even though I want Indiana to win this game, I think Alabama depth gonna play a factor in this in being able to push these boys around. And then when them boys get tired, Alabama still got another 4 or 5 stars to come in. Where I think Indiana depth after they 5 stars, I think it's gonna be a big drop off in depth, 2 or 3 star players. So with that particular game, man, I think Alabama gonna push these boys around. Even though I would like to in Alabama roll tide cutoff right here. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm a Georgia fan. So
Yeah.
what y'all think about that?
I'm about to say I completely agree with you, man. But and like I said, I think if in this scenario, I think the head coach Gennady, he is a better coach to me than DeBoer, but I think the collective unit of the staff of Alabama is going to be too much for Indiana. Like I said, in my eyes, I want to say Kevin DeBoer play calling is very good. With the play concept they run, the tricky plays on 3rd and short, 4th and short, them crunch plays, they are very good at converting. And I want to say, like I said, with Mendoza, if Bama want to play it safe, they can. They can stack 8 in the box. They can trust their 2 outside corners to run, bump and run all game. They big, they're fast. Like I said, I just think it's gonna be a very. I'm gonna take it a low scoring game in this scenario, but I think Bama just gonna pose their will on them, and by the 4th quarter, Indiana just ain't gonna have no more.
I think it's gonna come down to depth. That's what I'm thinking. I think if they was equally in depth, I think Indiana can get these boys covered. But you got to substitute. I don't think Indiana got the depth that Bama got. So yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm pulling for Bama on that. Also, y'all want to put a score on that? Y'all want to put a score? You go first, Shane.
Give me Bama 24-22. Indiana misses the game winning field goal.
Ooh, that's a heartbreaker.
Okay. I think it'd be like you said, a higher scoring game. in this one. I'm gonna say 30 Indiana, 27 Alabama.
Alabama. Okay.
I like that. Now this is my scenario. Like I said, I was pulling for Indiana. I think Bama gonna win, but it is also going what gonna help Bama now. If they don't have a running game, Bama has some trouble.
That's true.
If Jan Miller and Hill ain't running that rock, and they got to rely on Ty Simpson and Jimmy Bernard and Ryan Williams, who disappeared pretty much the last few games, and they got Horton. But you're gonna have to have a running game. You can't be one dimensional in this going against Indiana. So if Alabama can't find a running game, Indiana gonna win this game. But if Alabama can get a hit of a running game, just a hit of a running game to keep the pressure off, keep Indiana honest, I think Alabama do cover even with the deep, even with the depth. So I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna holler at Alabama covers this, but it can go either way. But I'm gonna go ahead and say 28-21 Bama right now. But if they don't have a running game and can't find that running game from either Jan Miller or my man Hill, I think Indiana put the thing 35-24. You know what I mean? I know I'm switching. I'm giving several scenarios, but I don't think that's what I do think. Now, if they can't find that running game, yeah, Bama loses. Bama loses this game. Because they one dimension. What about you, King David? I know you gave you. I'm sitting back like some spinning in you. You got something going on.
I can see all those scenarios, man. I can see it. It's a game that's very intriguing.
Yeah.
At this point of the season, man, these are, I believe, all very good games that can really go either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think all these teams are just at this point is pretty damn good. So, but yeah, I can see these scenarios that y'all speaking of as well. So it's just hard to predict at this point.
Now, if it comes down to a field goal, Bama in trouble because they kicker can't kick worth a dang.
Okay.
If it comes down to a field goal, Bama. As a UGA fan, if it come down to a field goal, y'all are in trouble because y'all kicker can't kick. He can't kick, bro.
Yeah. One thing I guess I hadn't thought about it. Any of these teams got home field advantage. I guess they have to
it's a neutral site. They neutral sites.
All neutral sites, man.
But I'm saying, are these teams close? Where that game is being played at? Is that Rose Bowl?
Rose Bowl, California.
I know. I'm saying, which game is this though? Is because they kind of rotate.
This is the Rose Bowl.
Okay, so both teams got to go out west.
Got to go to west. And
so, that's neutral.
Yeah, that's a neutral.
Pretty neutral. Gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one.
And then going back to Texas Tech and Oregon, they going to Miami. I think they in
orange. That's orange.
I think they going to Oregon. So Oregon got to go all the way across country.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
For the neutral.
Yeah, it's neutral. So yeah, I think this is pretty much one of them games that it's like a chessboard. The pieces is there, and the pieces can play and find this running game. I think Bama got a shot, but like we had a lot of people crying, a lot of Bama fans crying. They still crying, man. When I'm on TikTok right now and Instagram, they still crying right now. I call them crybabies, brother, because Bama had 13 players out. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Everybody injured this time. Unfortunately, y'all players, you had more injuries than we had. I think we had 7. But I think, and they had 13, but they had 3 starters. We had 2 starters. So
it's called recruiting, bro.
It's called recruiting. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's it.
They crying, bro. You know what I mean? Then they go, who crying? You what? Let me get it. I should have had some napkins in this. You know what I mean? Made my chain slide.
Go and wipe their tears with the flag.
No, I'm gonna wipe their tears with the flag.
Challenge them not to cry so damn much.
Yeah, exactly, man. You know what I mean? So with that said, man, it's 7 scenarios with that game. That's gonna be a really good game. That could be
There
a
you
really
go.
good game. Like I said, I will be leaning toward Indiana, but I think Bama might win that thing. But I think Kirk Cincinnati, he might have some form, boy. And Mendoza been the Heisman winner. He is not afraid to make the throws. I saw that game with Ohio. He ain't afraid to make the throws, man.
Yeah, he let it rip. He let it rip.
He will let it rip, bro. And they got Amari Cooper Jr., who he was injured, but I think they say he's supposed to be coming back for this particular game. He got healed up, so it's gonna be a really, really good game. But now we're gonna move on, man, to the final game, final in the game that we really want to talk about. We probably spend a little more time on this. So anybody in the UG fan or Ole Miss fan or SEC fan, I'm sure a lot of people probably gonna click off right now. But hey, right now it's UGA versus Ole Miss. I know where everybody's leaning toward on this particular game here, but does Ole Miss have a possibility of a shot in this particular game, and why?
To me, definitely. Only because, man, knowing I really hate this long extended break. From the past game to this game right here is almost like what 3 4 weeks off. Uh, Sometimes with Georgia, we come out a little lazy, and then we get it going. Only thing is that quarterback for Ole Miss, Chambliss, man, I don't
Yeah,
want to start off slow with him. Knowing we don't do too good with mobile quarterbacks anyway, I don't want to start slow with them. But I do think Georgia will overcome it. But in my eyes, it's just knowing this All State that Sugar Bowl game is just we never play well in it. But I do
we
like
don't.
Georgia. I like Georgia to pull it off. It's just gonna be a lot closer than what we think.
I got you on that. What you think, King David?
Oh man, I think Ole Miss and Pete Golden and Wise Jr. Man, it hurt me to say this. Gonna get their ass whooped now. Nah, man. Yeah, man. Nah, Georgia gonna put it on them, man. I think this won't be close like the first game. I
Yeah,
think we have gotten better and better as the season went on, and
True.
I
That's
think we're
true.
gonna really be starting to hit this peak at this point. I think Kirby know now that this the beginning of this championship run, so it starts now. So I think they're gonna have a game plan. I think the defense gonna be flying around. We're not gonna ask Gunner to do too much as usual. Gonna play Georgia defense. Gonna try to run the ball and take some shots. Get Branch involved as sure. But yeah, I just think this defense, man, this time won't give up as many points as they done last game. I think it's gonna be not as close.
let's go. I can see that. I definitely see that. Like we say, we for some reason we don't really play well in the Sugar Bowl, especially down in New Orleans, man. No Georgia team, man. And Ole Miss coming in with their riding on the high because they beat Tulane. Okay, that's like you know what I mean. Whatever, you know what I mean. Not knocking Tulane, but you're a group of five. You know what I mean. You
Yeah.
ain't
Right.
okay. Whatever. You shouldn't.
Levels.
There's levels to
Hold
this.
on,
You know what I
it's
mean.
levels.
And not like be. There's levels, cause James Madison. Tulane. I'm gonna give him the air quote. Now let me stop. If I have the Tulane, I'm gonna have Tulane alumni mad with me. But listen, just because you beat Tulane without your coach, their coach matters. Lane Kiffin is an excellent play caller. I really think he was the key to the engine. He was the glue. Pete Golden, he did you gave up 44 points to Georgia. So I didn't really see no defense. You the defensive guy. Charlie Weiss did come up with some creative plays, but Lane Kiffin called the right play at the right time. He was an in-game adjuster. That's been one of his fortes for a long time. That Lane can make some great in plays and adjustments. With Lane gone, I think this game right here, I'm with King David. I think we come out, we put the squeeze on early. I think we be aggressive. I think these guys know that they can win this game, and we can't play without food. I think at the beginning of the season, Georgia was playing with their food, like we talked about yesterday, and this team was better than what we portrayed, what we saw on television. But I do think this is the game that go ahead and send Trinidad Chambers to LSU. I think he ain't never seen nothing like this Georgia defense right here. I think they're gonna be sending exotic blitzes. I think we're gonna be getting home with just the front four. I think they're gonna be sliding coverage over the top. I think Chambers gonna probably have the worst game of his short career in Ole Miss. He has been spectacular this season here, but I think what we're gonna see on New Year's Day is that D2 experience show up. I think Kirby coming out with guns blazing.
Yeah, I can agree with you.
Yeah, you talked about Pete Golden last time being a defensive guy, but like I said, UGA scored 17 points in the first game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So how good is your defense really? So it was just a back and forth in that particular game. But I believe, like we talked about yesterday, depends on how this pregame interview go. What Kirby says gonna say a lot. We talked about it yesterday. We listened for a few key words. Us, fans of UGA. If he kind of say some key words, Ole Miss is in trouble.
Yeah.
I am with you on that, bro. If he keep it to 1 or 2 words, we going hunting. We looking to fight.
Get back on the bus, Ole Miss. Get back on the bus.
Come out with that look in his eyes like he just got out of county jail 2 days ago. Man, get back on the bus, bro.
Aggression.
What? Yeah.
What?
So
yeah, I'm with you.
And then what's his name? Keywan Lacey, didn't he get hurt in that Tulane game? I think he did something to his shoulder or something. Yeah,
I'm sure. I thought he was gonna be in this game. I thought he was available.
He's playing. I think he's playing.
Probably just got banged up quickly, but I don't think it was something severe.
They said it was like a shoulder strain or something like that. But dang, man, that dude had 1,366 rushing yards this year.
But
bro.
we kept him at bay this previous game. He had like 30 some yards, I believe, or something like that. So he didn't do no damage when we played him before. So I don't anticipate him doing nothing. We normally pretty stout against the run.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an uphill battle. If they want to try to beat us by running the ball, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck.
Hey man, they said they beat Tulane, bro.
Man,
You see what they did to Tulane, bro?
That's
you for high school can beat Tulane probably, bro.
but like I say, I think this game here, we gonna give our final score prediction on this game, but I do think this Georgia team, what I saw from week 1 of this season to where we at now, this team is ascending. They getting better and better and better, and I think Kirby put those boys in position all year long. I even think they put them in position. And Bama fans can hoop and holler or whatever you want. But I think Kirby even put those boys in position in that Bama game. And then be like, all right, guys, we spotted these cats. Let's go get them. Because if you look at it, we shut Bama down for 5 quarters. We shut them boys down for 5 quarters. Halftime, 2 quarters in the first time we played, and damn near 3 quarters in the second time. And I think even this Ole Miss game, when we was in the season, we was going back and forth. Then Kirby like, all right, man, let's shut these boys down. And we went on 17-0 run and won this game. We was down by 9 going into the fourth quarter. So I think Kirby tested this team so much because he knew what this team was capable of. He put them in those positions. Then he was like, let's go get them, dogs. So now those cats are prime. They like a tune C8 Corvette, bro. You ain't gonna whoop that thing right now because they done went through every scenario on the track to y'all is in trouble. If we don't in Gunner, I think last year Gunner, that was his first start in the Sugar Bowl. That was his first start. You know what I mean? And that team, like y'all said the other day, that team wasn't as good as this team here. And then this team here, did I think one of y'all said this team is dang the 60 or 70% freshmen and sophomores. We got a few seniors and juniors, but this is a young team, so we possibly can run it back, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
definitely. I'm about to say this team is definitely equipped.
oh, like,
Drop them off.
yeah, we about to go ahead
Yeah,
and drop back
this
on.
is a very young team. So yeah, if we somehow pull this off and get a natty, yeah, I they'll be even better next year, providing, like I say, you don't lose all them players in NIL, which most Georgia don't lose too many of them because you got players that really love playing for Georgia. You got a few going to come out and a few going to come in, but yeah, young team, brother. So yeah, I can see that if we somehow get a natty, look
Yeah,
out for next
we
year.
can probably run that thing back, and so with this Georgia team here, like I say, they've been in every scenarios, and I know I'm gonna have people. We're gonna have people come in when the show go. The show is live now, but we'll have people come in when the show hit TikTok and Rumble and all that. So let's let him back in and let the producer let him in. There you go.
There we
And
go.
so this team, a young team, and we're gonna have people crying about this team, but I think this team ready, bro. I think this team is prime. I think this team can take it, run it all. And Kirby gonna use every scenario. If we face Ohio State, he gonna be like, remember what happened? They say we ain't really beat them 2 years ago when they kicked the field goal. If he face Miami, he gonna use that. This is our former quarterback, and he left us. Kirby gonna feed off everything, bro, to get these.
Yeah.
He gonna wheel these boys to the
Definitely.
next. So I think we going to. I think we going to the natty, bro. Be honest with you. So
Yeah.
so Shane, you were saying something before you dropped
Yeah.
off about this team here.
Yeah, I want to say, like I was saying, this team here is probably, in my eyes, is very similar to the team that we when we won the first year. We're not big in the trenches like we was, but we're very similar to that team, as in how we're playing, how the defense woke up at a certain point. We look almost similar to that team. If you know that that's a caliber for Georgia to win the championship. Um, I just think it's just we both 12-1. That is all.
Yeah, yeah, and I can see that, man. And I can definitely see this team getting scarier and scarier. Ellis Robinson is a true number one corner. Even if we played Ohio State, I understand Jeremiah Smith. He's a freak of nature, man. He's 6'3". He's a young Julio Jones to me. But I think we got a corner in Ellis Robinson that is not afraid of their size. He's about 6'1", 6'2" himself, and he going up there to match up with the kid. We can put him anywhere on the field. So and then we got Gabe Harris. We got C.J. Allen, who's a monster in that middle. We got Bowden, KJ Bowden that's just roaming out there. So I think this team, that defense, like we said earlier, offense put butts in the seats, defense win championships. And I don't see nobody right now beating us, no matter who we face in the CFP. I just don't see it. I don't care if we see Bama again. I don't care if it's Indiana. I don't see Ohio. Well, of course, we have to get rid of our Ohio State next. But on the other side of Texas Tech, no matter who come out of that side over there, I don't see them matching up well with Georgia.
Yeah, I would say we probably the best team in college football right now. And like I say earlier, that we done been through all situations. We done been down, we done been up, down in the fourth quarter. And I believe that strategy. We call Kirby a psycho or sociopath. I think he prepared for these situations just to get his team in these positions, man. Let's truly challenge him. And I believe he put his team in the wrong position at times just to allow them to get behind and see how they fight back. I really do. Just to see what they truly is made of. And when he came out earlier, hard to kill with his team, we done seen it. So when these guys get behind, we're not afraid. We know we can come back and beat anybody.
Anybody.
So yeah, this is a very scary team, and I think that them guys are going to be afraid to face us at this point, opposed to us afraid to face them.
I think so. I do think so. Let's give a prediction on that score, man. Ole Miss, UJ Shane, you can lead us off on that.
Gotcha. My natural instinct would have said about 45-21 Georgia, but just knowing that we got to play them again, well, we playing them again this season, even without Lane, I like Georgia 31-20.
I like that.
Yeah, that's similar to what I was going to say. I'm think we're going to double them up, 34-17.
I like that one too. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say 35-20. 30. I'm gonna say 38-20 because I think we score 5 touchdowns and then probably a field goal, and we
Go.
probably give up 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. So I'm gonna say 38-20. We gonna send a message. We trying to send a message. But then you never know with Kirby, man,
Yeah.
because Kirby will go there. He hate the spread, bro. Kirby hate the spread. What the spread is on this game, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 6 and a
Yeah.
half, bro. Kirby make it a 3-point game,
Game.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yes, he
Kirby don't give
will.
a
Yes,
dang
he
about
will.
the spread, bro.
Yep.
He don't care about these spreads, bro. Now, so I'm gonna say 38-20, but I could be way low. Who knows with Kirby?
I think the spread probably should be bigger though than that, but I guess they're just trying to keep it close. But
Yeah.
and maybe they're trying to predict based on the first game we played that it was going
Exactly.
back and forth. But I think that spread should be bigger than that.
But the over-under on this is 56 and a half points for the Georgia Ole Miss game. What y'all think?
I
Georgia-
predicted. Yeah, well, yeah. My score
to
was
me-
under that.
Yeah, I'm about to say mine went under 2, but it all comes down to Georgia, man. If Georgia do what Georgia do, then we know it's gonna probably be a blowout and it'll be under. And we'll probably shut them boys out 35-13, how Kirby want. So
Exactly. Kirby trying to prove a point.
it just all depends on Georgia and what we get.
Exactly, man. With that was said, bro, you know how we're gonna do. We'll be back here, man. Maybe in the middle of the week after these games then been played. We talk about it. We'll see what we see. Then we got to do a prediction on the next round of college playoff. And that's it, man. I'm Abel, known as Two Big Chains, King David Shane, man. It's good to talk to y'all, man. Until next time, y'all be good.
Let's go, dogs.
Take it
Let's go,
easy.
dog.
Go Dogs.